Okay, here's our video on whole number place value. Okay, and another word for whole numbers, well, part of whole numbers are called integers. So whole numbers are actually the positive integers, and we'll talk about integers in another video. So let's review some forms. Standard form. When we say standard form is just a number, like 16. We just write it like we normally would write numbers, like 23 or 100. So that's written in standard form. We also have, which we talked about, exponential form. We talked about that with powers of 10. Let's write this bigger. So it's 2, let's say 2, and we put a little exponent. That's 2 cubed. You can also have 2 squared, or 2 to the 5th power, 2 to the 7th power, or there could be any number to any power. So that's exponential form. So again, let's say we had 2 squared. 2 squared is exponential form, and in standard form, it's 4. Okay, we'll do another one. Let's say we had 16. Well, 16 is in standard form. 4 squared is 16. So we have standard form, exponential form. And an easy one is word form. Just write the word. So here's 10 in standard form, and 10 is the word, and 8, 8. So we have standard form, word form, exponential form. Now we have expanded form. So let's talk about expanded form. So if I had the number 100, I can expand that with multiplication. We could say 1 times 100 is 100. That's an easy one. Let's say I had 156. We can expand it by its place value. And we'll go over this. So I can say 1 times 100, and we're using that dot for 100, plus 5 times 10, plus 6 times 1. We're all using place value. So we'll go back over expanded form and how we'll use it, but first we need to know place value. So it might be hard to see this. So in place value, you have the ones place, the tens place, the hundreds place, put an H there, thousands place, 10,000s, 100,000th, then you have the millionths place, and then it keeps going forever. So let's write a number. Let's say I had this number. Now, going backwards, every 3 numbers you put a comma, right? You don't have to put a comma there since it ends. So this number is 235,650. Every 3 numbers is called a period, and you put a comma. Remember that. So the 0 is in the ones place. The 5 is in the tens place. What's the 6 in? The 6 is in the hundreds place. The 5 is in the thousandths. This is the second 5. We have a 3 in the 10,000ths and a 2 in the 100,000ths. So that's the beginning of place value. Let's look at another number. Okay, so we have, here's a 3 in the ones. We have a 1 in the tens. What's the 7 in? The 7's in the hundreds. We have another 1, this is in the thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. So this number now is 192,031,713. Here's a way to remembering things. If you have 6 zeros, you have a million. 9 zeros, a billion. 12 zeros, a trillion. 15 zeros is a quadrillion. 18 zeros is quintillion. And there's others we'll talk about later on. So I know if I want to make a billion, I need 9 zeros. 9 billion. So let's look at another number here. Well, we know that's 9,561,000,000. 321,156. You noticed I didn't use the word end. Don't use the word end, because end means a decimal. So never say 9 billion and 561 million. Don't say that. Well, we'll talk more about that also. So again, every three numbers is a period, and you put a comma. Every three numbers going backwards, you put a comma. The 6 is in the ones. The 5 is in the tens place. The 1 is in the hundreds. Then we have 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. We have million, 10 million, 100 million, billion. And it keeps repeating. So here's a number in word form. 3,005,204. How would you write that in standard form? You should pause the tape and try. Okay, so 3 million. So if you want, you have a 3 million. You know, you can just write out the million first if you wanted to and fill it in if you want. So that's 3 million. Now I need 5,000. Well, there's 5,000. Now I need 200. And the last thing I need is a 4. So we have 3,005,204. So you can do it this way so you don't make a mistake. Let's check out the place and the value. The 4 is in the ones place, and its value is 4. There's nothing in the tens place. The 2 is in the hundreds place, so its value is 200, and its place is the hundreds place. The 5 is in the thousand, so its value is 5,000. Its place is in the thousand. So that's place and value. There's nothing in the 10,000. There's nothing in the 100,000. 3 is in the millions place, and its value is 3 million. Let's do one more. That's in word form. Write that in standard form. So again, you can follow the steps. We need 4 billion. That's 4 billion. Now we need 700. 703,000. 703,000, not n, sorry. So we have 4 billion. Now we need 703,000. It's a little tricky. 703,000. See, there was no million. It was thousand. So 4 billion, nothing in the millions, 703,000, and then a 5. Right? With a little practice, you'll be able to get that. So there's value and there's the place. That's why we call it place value. The 5, it's in the ones place, and its value is 5. The 3 is in the thousands place, and its value is 3,000. The 7 is in the hundred thousands place, and its value is 700,000. And the 4 is in the billions place, and its value is 4 billion. So by knowing the place and the value, we can then go into expanded form. And we'll talk about expanded form in the next video, and more on whole number place value. Great job.